So, that's the game ending. Although there's expansions, we'll come to that eventually. But let's talk about the game. This is a type of game I have really problems playing because there's so much to do. Like, you have to manage your bases, you have to manage your economy, you have to expand, you have to move your units and attack, and at the same time you can't forget what you're doing at home. Micro and macro, as it's called. And doing all this, it's quite complicated commentating. I think during my third recording session, or well, not technically a third because I have recorded blah 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 blah, but the third time as I have revived this series, it was really difficult since I tried to talk about different things, and when I did that, I sort of lost track of what I did, and then I tried to get back onto what I did, and then the conversation became really strange. Especially when the transmissions came, it was like the real nail in the coffin. So I think those will be quite heavily edited. I haven't come that far in the editing process as of yet, but eventually I will do that. In terms of gameplay and how much I enjoy this game, I enjoy this game immensely because not that I'm particularly good at it, or it's just that it's very, I think, the control, the feel you have of your soldiers, it's the very micro aspect, it feels very fluent, and as you just don't click and feel you misclicked by, because it's clicking. Hello, okay, I got a little abrupted here, and I don't remember what I was quite talking about, but in any sense, I think I was talking about how fluent the game was, since many games where it's like this, I think in Red Alert 3, it sometimes when you clicked something, it didn't feel like you clicked it, or when you boxed things, and it felt like all over the place. And here you have like precise control. And the games, if you have a bad computer, Blizzard have made sure that this game is very capable of lowering settings, so you can play it very efficiently, so it doesn't lag for you or anything. And that's a very, very important aspect of this type of game, that you can just do whatever you want, whenever you want, so you don't feel like, you know, it's lagging, and you need to this precise management in the very moment. And this game provides just that. The downside of this game, it's kind of, I feel at least that you have to put out quite an effort to put out a performance. It's very hardcore, to put it simply put, and that can be sometimes not so encouraging, and it can feel quite lonesome when you play. But I tried to say in an episode that even if you feel like this is an issue, Blizzard have made sure that there's also an alternative to this, that you could play like cooperative against bots to just warm up and get into the multiplayer action, and you can play 2 versus 2, so you have like a partner in crime against your enemies, or brother in arms, or whatever you want to call them. So I think that's very good that I have also helped players that doesn't play too often, because it's not fun to jump into the ladder and play against people who plays the game for every day and gonna pwn you no matter what you do, and it's hard to start and you get put off and don't want to continue playing. And even so, the ladder experience is so wide ranged, so you're probably gonna face people who's less skilled than you if you have completed the campaign like I did now, and you did it, you know, in an intermediate level. Although I must warn you that if you haven't played the game before, that the multiplayer experience is a whole wide different than the single player one. So you have to think a lot more about structure placement and economy and such. Here you can be in the campaign you can be very sloppy with building placements and economy even. It isn't too difficult, the campaign, it's just the game overall. This type of strategy games are more complex, a whole lot more complex. It's probably the most complex game archetypes there is. I mean, I don't see any more challenging game technically compared to strategy games. Perhaps that Lost Vikings kind of stuff I played in one episode, but other than that, well, I'm not very experienced in those type of games either. So it's a very rewarding game to be good at. That I can say. It's like if you'd be very good at this game, you'd feel pretty smart. It's like you get fast with your thinking and your logic and whatever. But also it is very much practice to get those builds in order, and just to evolve as a player. You sort of evolve as a person as well. Although since I'm sort of depressed and stuff, I haven't brought myself to do that, but who knows, maybe in the future. And well, to really start somewhere, try out the races and choose the one that suits your characteristics the most. Personally, I think the Protoss is my favorite, but I really like the Terrans too, because they have some of my very favorite units that's very cool to use. So it's a matter of choice. Sir can be cool as well. It's very wide range, I must say, but it's very aggressive in a way. But you can play defensive as hell with that race. It's probably one of the most macro intensive faction there is in the game. And as I mentioned, eventually I will come to the expansions, but I think after this recording I've uploaded the episodes, I won't continue immediately to the expansion sets, because well, it can be good with variation. But eventually I will come back, and there's one out at the moment, Heart of the Swarm, and there's soon coming out a new one, which I'm very much looking forward to. So yeah, I'm pretty sure at least the cinematic was awesome. However they have planned with the multiplayer, I'm not sure. But the ones that have worked on this says it's the best campaign yet. So if you're into the storyline and whatever, it's probably gonna be epic if they claim it to be that, because, well, if it doesn't live up to what they have said, they're obviously misleading people, and I don't think people want to lie like that. But obviously you're gonna say your progress is very good, but to say it's their best work they've ever done, that's a whole different Russian. You know, I speak a little bit Russian. Now I'm getting lost here. So, yeah, what more can I say? Yes, the tutorial of this game, if you have never played this game and want to, like, not even this kind of genre before, they have extremely good tutorial. I think this game has the very utmost best tutorial in games there is. It's so simply and well made done. Blizzard is kind of good at that, I must say. So, yeah. Maybe I'm forgetting some tutorial, but I really think they have made it in a very simple and good way to just jump into the game and have fun. And sort of the campaign, it's also a sort of tutorial. You face different kinds of units, you learn what kind of units counters what, and that will help your knowledge of these types of games at that, to learn how to come into it. And the game is very, how to say, yeah, the competitive level, it's extremely competitive. This types of game, it will be very, very hard to reach the very top. I mean, in Korea, they train like, you know, as small kids and grow up to be like champion at the age of 15. That's quite something, I must say. But you know, esports grows everywhere, and you know, that won't be a surprise anywhere in the world eventually. Just that it isn't as big in, for example, Ukraine as it is in Korea. It's, I think, politicals greeted developers of StarCraft 2. So that was kind of a big ordeal, that politicians of the very nation itself engaged in a greeting. I think it was a greeting or something, because Blizzard probably never imagined that their game would be so big in a nation so far away. And that's quite interesting how games like this can bring people together from all the world, and you know, it's sort of a cultural phenomenon when you think about it. So people will have something in common, whether they're from Southern Asia or North America. It's an interesting concept. So, yeah, what more can I say? Well, there's, as I mentioned in the first episode I recorded for a long time ago, and the one I deleted and mentioned in the other recording, is that there's a lot of YouTube personalities. Sadly, the one I had as favorite went playing poker or something, so sadly you can't see him cast anymore. But you know, there's a lot of other people. There's the live broadcast from tournaments and streamers. There's a lot of people to follow in this game, and it's probably the best esports. Oh yeah, I should mention that. So you know, if you don't enjoy playing this game, you can watch the game. I must say, it's probably the very best. I have the most fun time watching this game when I watch YouTube or whatever I usually watch on YouTube videos. So hopefully this BlizzCon I'll be able to find some time to watch the live broadcast from the BlizzCon tournament. I think at least there will be some broadcasting there, although the hours might be strange. So you know, it's gonna be hopefully very fun to watch the professionals play, because when you watch them, it's like robots controlling units, controlling structures, but you know, it's one person, one mind, one keyboard, one mouse, and just does it super fast. It's immensely crazy how fast they work. But you know, that's hundreds of days of practice. Well, I think I've said most of the thing there is. And yeah, from personal experience, I've probably watched a whole lot more broadcasts than I have actually played myself. I can shout out some names. Not sure if everyone is still active though, on some personalities if you don't know where to look. The one I mentioned who quit was HD StarCraft. He was my favorite guy to watch. He was, yeah, you can probably watch his old videos. I think they're left in his channel. I watched some funny dude, Maximus Black and Nova War. They had some troubles in their past, but I think they have gotten through that, and I think that Maximus Black guy is recording League of Legends and whatnot. So, you know, people might not be doing the same thing. Then you always got Apollo, Artosis, Day 9. Not sure how active they are, but I think Apollo and Artosis is active. Probably Day 9 as well. He's a real fun guy. That's at least the ones I can remember. Husky StarCraft as well, but he got quite an annoying voice, so I don't know if I have much better one myself, but well, it's my honest opinion. Hopefully you have enjoyed this series, even though I have been failing at times to be responsive. But I feel like these last missions, I have been really fired up. Not sure why that is. Maybe because I didn't feel too physically handicapped today. Only the usual bad stuff mentally, but you know, what can you do? It has been fun, and I highly recommend trying out this game or just watching the game. That's how I jumped into it, because I didn't play the first game. I watched casts on the internet, and then I was hooked on it and had to try it for myself. Anyways, take care and good luck, and see you in the next installment. And well, if you like, you can watch the credits. Goodbyes.